Welcome to day 6 of our Get Your Goals annual challenge. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Do you like how this filter leaves my lips on the outside of my cup when I drink? I think it's hilarious. Anyway, today, day 6, we're going to talk about, yesterday we listed out our beliefs, and I think I only wrote down about 10 or 12, and I've got room for about 5 more, and I'll continue to add to that list as we go through the challenge, because one of the best things we can ever do is think about and analyze our beliefs and our thoughts and our feelings about different topics with respect to goals when it comes to this challenge. What do we believe? And there's a lot of beliefs I realize that I still have about goals, like they're for other people, they're not for me. Or do I deserve to get my goals? I don't know if that still crops up for some of you, but I have some big, hairy, audacious goals, big lifelong legacy goals. And every once in a while, I will undermine myself. My subconscious will undermine me, or my ego will, and say, well, what makes you think you deserve that goal? What makes you think you deserve to have that type of a result in your life? And so that is a belief, that is a goal-related belief that has got to go once and for all. But it never does once and for all, because I've been working on it for years. They crop back in. They rear their ugly heads whenever they're triggered by past beliefs or situations. And so we have to have a strategy for handling those. But today we're going to talk about our goal, or your goal, core values. Core values are those things that drive our behavior. They determine what we'll even look at or be able to see, because they're that important to us. So our core values are the things that are most important to us. Things like love, family, trust, integrity, honesty, freedom, adventure, success, however you define that, variety, consistency, all kinds of things we can value at our core. One of my core values is continuous improvement and growth. I have to always be learning and growing and moving forward and feeling like I'm making some sort of momentum or progress in my life. It's just inherent in my nature. It's a core value for me to have to be improving and growing and learning. Might not be important to you at all. Love is a core value to me. I would say if I have to pick only one core value, love is the center and the most important thing to me in the whole wide world. And love, you define love any way you want. I define it how I want. So today, what I like to do personally when I am coming up with my core values and thinking about my core values, and I do this exercise a lot because it reminds me of what's important. And when I know what's important, decision making, goal setting, creating plans and organizing my life and making decisions on a daily basis in my life becomes really, really easy, because I'm only going to do things that are in alignment with my core values. If something doesn't match my core values, it's an automatic no. And at some point, I've stopped even seeing the things that don't match my core values. That's how important they are. But what I like to do, and we're going to talk about this in detail, I use a 9-part life framework. It used to be 7. Learned it from Tony Robbins and Jim Rohn, literally like 4 decades ago or more. And it's physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, and contribution. That was the 7-part framework I learned from them. And then in 2020 and 2021, I added 2 more areas of my life because I think they're that important and that foundational. And they are communication and confidence. Why? Because if we don't have confidence, we won't go after what we want, right? We won't think we deserve it, and we won't go for it. If we can't communicate what it is that we want and understand other people's communicating with us, it impacts every area and aspect of our life. So I added those because I think they're just as foundational as our physical, mental, spiritual, financial, contribution, relationships, well-being in each of those areas and aspects of our life. I think that they are just as foundational. So I added them, and everything I do now, all my goal setting, all my planning, everything, I use the life framework. I use it in my personal life. I use it in my businesses. I use it with the people I work with. I use it with my family. So physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, contribution, communication, and confidence. And I like to pick and think about my core values in each of those areas. And then I look at the overall pattern and what am I seeing repeatedly. Like love will show up in physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, relationships, financial, because I got to love what I do, communication, and that's one that shows up all over. So I know that is one of my true core beliefs. And what we're going to do today for our action item is just think about those today and share 3. Any 3 you want. It doesn't have to be your 3 most important ones, but 3 core values, 3 things that are just part of your being. Maybe it's freedom, trust, and love. Maybe it's continuous improvement, love, and something else like it is for me. Whatever it is, share 3 below, and I will, of course, be with you tomorrow. If you have any questions about this, hit me up. If you don't know or are struggling with what core values are, just Google it, and you will get lists of literally hundreds of things that could be your values, and of that, your core values. If you just Google core values, it will give you a lot. And that's part of participating in the challenge. Is everybody doesn't need that list. Some of us know what our core values are because they're inherent in our being. They're inherent in your being. You just might not be consciously aware of them. But that's part of it, is being willing to step out and say, okay, I guess I don't know what list to choose from, so I'm going to go online, or on my phone, I'm going to Google core values and get a list, and I'm going to pick 3 from that list. That's it. Have an awesome day. If I can help you, ask. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow.